Good evening. Transcendence. I should have had special effects because anytime I say that word, a whole beam of light should come down or something should start levitating. Transcendence is a word that I told somebody I Googled, but seriously, let me give you the meaning. It literally means going beyond the ordinary, and surpassing the extraordinary. Attributes, of transcendence is obviously the gratitude, optimism, humor, and spirituality, which I will get to in a minute. But question for you: have you ever been in the presence of greatness, or have you ever sensed the belonging to that person, and you feel a certain connectedness? I have. I mean, that happened to me once in my life. And they talk about transcendence as, like Michael Jordan transcends sports, transcends basketball. He brings that special something that you can't learn. You can't learn. It's just something there. And so we're growing up in Los Angeles, in the inner city of Los Angeles. I had no purpose. The young men from 17 to 24 years old were either in jail or in the grave, as they say. So my odds were not really that good if you look at it. But that all changed for me because after my freshman year, I guess it would be my second freshman year of college, my second freshman year, I went to San Diego State my first year, and remember Pinocchio? Mm-hmm. Pinocchio is, you know the story. Pinocchio's, he's walking to school, and these wayward boys. I'll say, "Hey, Pinocchio, where are you going?" "I'm going to school." Now, picture me as Pinocchio. A little bit mahogany-ish, kind of just, a little darker than that. Not the pine version, but the mahogany version. So there was, why don't you go with us? Okay. Well, that pretty much was my freshman year of school. And I left school, or they told me to leave, and they told me to take your .95 GPA with you. And so I did. Came back, and I tell you all this because I came back, and here's where that transcendence piece I really got in tune to that. I met a professor there, Dr. Milton Davis. Okay, now you can. Dr. Milton Davis was my biology professor. Up until this point, notice the hair. Oh, gosh, I missed that. I missed that so much. Up until that point, the purpose in me was not there. This person, Dr. Milton Davis, he assumed my intelligence and not my ignorance. He assumed my intelligence and not my ignorance. So what does that mean? He's a biology professor. He'd sit there and he'd say, "Michael," he would talk to me about a particular formula or anything having to do with biology. And he says, "You know that, don't you?" I said, "Well, I do now." But that's the conversation he'd have for me. So his whole life, he was an African-American male, played for the Baltimore Colts, decided to leave after 5 years. Now, when you're talking about leaving, he left because, this was in the 50s, he got tired of being in separate hotels. Married for 25 years to a beautiful wife, drove a white BMW. And this part did not impact me. And I played football at that junior college that he came back to. That's where we met. He actually taught there. He was actually a student there. We intersected there when I was a junior college transfer, when I was a junior there. So when we talk about transcendence, through his experiences, he was able to talk to me in a way that spoke right to my purpose, because it was almost as if I was looking in a mirror that I'd never saw before. Up to that point, I'd looked in the mirror and I saw nothing. When I looked into a mirror this time, I saw him, but I saw my future. And so when I look at this, and he passed away in 2007, but when I look at this, I see transcendency at his finest point, because he downloaded his knowledge and his experience into this, what I call this vessel. And obviously this was a Christian man, so he knew exactly how to talk to me in ways that would really spark my interest, because I did grow up in church. But what he did, he downloaded that information into me, and I'm looking at all these attributes. He gave me hope. There was optimism where there was despair. There was the instances of spirituality. He gave me humor, but also what I took away from that was the confidence in me that he had in me. And as a leader, as I walk now, I walk with a purpose, understanding that those who come into my life, I pray this prayer: Lord, help me to see the hearts of men and women, and then allow me to act according to your will. So my job is not in Indiana Wesleyan. My job is to bring hope. So if I stop at Walmart before I get to Indiana Wesleyan, and I say hi to somebody or I smile, that is giving hope. So now, as I have my experiences throughout this life, my purpose now is to bring hope. My purpose is to see exactly what God sees in you, but then translate that into words and action. And so as I walk through this life now, it's almost like you've got this transcendent wand of experiences. I can look at somebody now. I can walk at somebody. As a leader, I look at people that I work with, and I look for the joy. I look for that spark. I look for those moments that will change their lives, because it's experiences that qualifies you. So, and I joked about the beam coming down. That's in the movie. That's the pyrotechnic part of that. But the transcendent piece is downloading love, downloading optimism, downloading hope, seeing the beauty. I see the beauty in everybody in this room. There's purpose for everybody in this room. I see that. And it's through that lens. But I got a glimpse of who I was through him. So many of you sitting in this room, whether you have siblings, whether you're at a job, what I really want to get across to you is there's no magic potion for this. It's a God-given talent, or a God-given gift that he possesses, that you possess in you. So as you go to your job next week or tomorrow, go there with a newfound hope of, I'm going to make a difference. Well, you're already making a difference. People are watching you. There's an understanding that if I am at a place, and if I am humble, if I truly want to see greatness or see you or have your best interests at heart, I'm going to do everything I can to promote that, to see the best in you, and to assume your intelligence. I want to leave you with this. It says, transcendence is a conscious effort to live your life with purpose and a vitality, and always striving to impact those around you. So we must look with transcendent eyes to see what is possible out of the impossible. Only then will we see the beauty in everything. Thank you.